I am Jo from Jo's Paradise of Colour. I am a textile artist, which I share tutorials with anyone interested in learning how to spin out of the box yarns, how to dye fibre and yarns, and how to weave. In tonight's video I will be sharing a spinning video of the rainbow unicorn poop Rolags that we made last week. I am going to be doing a thick and thin Beehives slub type of yarn with a twist. I'm going to be doing some glazing as well as this for the big beehive pups. So let's get into it. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed watching the making of these. I am going to be spinning this up as a fat single or like a cord spun. And then I'm going to glaze with this beautiful mulberry silk and tussar silk. And then I'm going to add fat, chunky, slubby sections, and these are going to make beehives. I'm just going to prep this so I can have them in in places to make it easier to spin. I'm thinking of adding some of this one as well. Because I think I'm going to run out of the lighter one. So I'm going to do light, then darker, then light, and dark, light, dark, and so forth. I think that will look really cool. All right. Now I've set this up so it only goes when I've got my foot on the pedal to on a Z, which is clockwise. To spin these, you break them in the middle so it comes into a draft. Pulls apart easier. You don't get huge chunky sections. I tie a knot on the end. And start to spin. You want it to spin to the speed that you can hold on to it and not lose it. I'm going to add some of this. Now, to add silk to glaze, you get the fine bit at the end and you put your finger underneath, hold it into place, spin, hold it until it catches it, and lightly draft the silk and move your fingers down the single. You want control of this because you want it lightly glazing over the top so you can still see the yarn underneath. Now I'm going to add a colour puff. and pull that off. Connect it and continue. Now the thicker you spin this, the more colours pop out. See all those beautiful colours popping through? A little bit of guard hair there, I pull it off. Move that up. Grab another bit of this silk. And then I'm doing two things at once. Welcome back. This is part 2. So now I'm going to take it off and ball it up and put it in here, ready for the second part. You want to turn it on to S. This is going to unravel it, and then you just adjust your speed to where you can comfortably wrap it around your hand. I think it was a good choice adding both the different tones of the rainbow, and the reason I did was because I have both of the color rainbow tops in the actual bats themselves, and then with the glazed silk on the top I used colors that are already in the bats as well, and as I changed each color and added each color, I would add the color that was more dominant in the Rolag as I was spinning it in that section. So if I got more of the magenta pop through, I would use a magenta silk. If I had more of this yellow, I'd use the yellow silk. And when I started getting the blue pop through, I would use the blue. And there's a lot of twist in this, and that is for the fact I do plan on doing a double ply with this, and also beehives, and I'm thinking of making two yarns, two different types of yarns. One as a super coil kind of yarn and the other as a double ply slub, but we will see, because I might just like how it turns out as a double ply slub. I think double ply slub can be made into a lot of different things, but a super coil have only a few things that can be made out of it. Smaller amount of projects to be made out of a super coil. More like wall hangings and stuff like that. And majority of people go for wall hanging yarn that is a solid color, not a variegated one. This would be really funky as a hat or a scarf, or even, or maybe not a cow, only because the brown merino had a bit of guard hair in it, and guard hair is a really thick hair, like really scratchy stuff. I did try and pull out as much as I could though, but there's still a lot in it. So I would go only probably something as a hat, beanie, socks maybe. Not sure if you could make these into socks with the puffs. Maybe if I only did a double ply slub, you could probably do puffy looking textured socks. But I'd say mostly a beanie. Or used in a scarf. Actually, I did need that basket. How beautiful that is. Do you ever think that brown would look beautiful with rainbow? This is 100 grams. Oh, it is pretty weight. It's got a lot of weight to it actually. $122 grams. And I normally make my minis about 20 to 25 grams. So I should be able to get 5 out of that if I did minis. Minis or a full skein? That is the question. It's so beautiful. It's got sparkle in there too. Now, being a fibre artist, when you make your own yarn, normally it will sit there and speak to you in what it wants to become. This looks beautiful, and I will only know what I'm going to do with this when I start spinning and finishing it up. By the time I'm done, I will know if it's going to turn out to be minis or if it's going to be a full skein or 2 skeins. So let's get into it and see what happens. Now, what am I going to ply it with? That is the question. I will probably use a thicker plying thread. So I need something. I have black, probably not black, maybe some aqua. Not that one. This to be knitted up or crochet or woven, because if it's going to be used in wall hanging and woven, you want to use a hardier plying thread like cotton. I've got some pink cotton, or if I want this to be knitted, because you shouldn't use cotton if you're going to knit something with it or crochet, because there's no elastic. So only if you're going to be weaving. This type of yarn is probably going to be best for weaving, not weaving, knitting. Maybe I could put some of that with some of that and ply them together with it. This one here is a brown and gold metallic thread, and this one is a merino cobweb thread, and when you put them together they will be quite spectacular. But this is quite, I don't know, I'm a little concerned that this may tangle up. However, it is so soft. It is so thin but so very, very soft. Can be a bit intricate though. So if you can see that, you'll get a brown and a bit of a gold sparkle. Pop through. I've got some red airy silk, which is a 4-ply. That is a red silk, reddy gold silk. I think that would look beautiful, and then it's not going to take away from all these colors, and it's going to be more tonal and rich, and it's going to give that extra strength. So if anyone does want to weave with it, and if they and still give you the elasticity that you need for knitting and crochet. Prepare your wheel. You want to adjust your speed. I might do that a little bit tighter. This is by the feel going to turn into a quite loose, slubby kind of yarn. I will try to keep it in frame for you. Alright, you start your paddle and spin, so you can wrap it without losing your form. Stop, push it up. Okay. You're going to go up with the plying thread about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 wraps on the bottom. You can twist it with your hand, make sure it's fastened, and then it will, and then come back down. So you've got this little crisscrossy braid at the bottom. That's going to make it stay in place. See, if you start it, you're going to lose it. So you can twist it with your hand and then roll it down. And as you see here, when I've fastened the bottom, this whole puff puffed up more and made a bigger beehive. See, this looks very open and loose, but when I go to steam this, which I use a steamer, a clothes steamer, this is all going to fill out and it's going to get very puffy, very puffy. It's going to look so pretty once it's steamed. And you're going to have so much texture. Alright, that's all I'm going to do with this one. So I'm going to cut it. So that's roughly 60 grams for a double ply slub, which is pretty good. Like, majority of the double ply slubs that you go to buy are around 50 to 60 grams anyway. You rub it in between your hands because your hands get all hot and will felt the ends, so you're not going to lose it, especially with silk. I will be doing something else with this. So probably a super coil, or I might skein them up into minis with single ply slubs. So stay tuned for next week. I will be doing another video revealing what I have decided to make with the last half. I'm going to skein this up and I will then share with you the end yarn. It turned out pretty cool. That's the first skein, and the next skein I'll do up for next week. So thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not, and hit the notification bell at the end if you would like to see more. So yes, next week I'm going to have 2 videos. There will be the making of the second ball, and also I will be sharing another Rolag video, and then the next week after that will be the same similar thing. I will do 2 making videos, or 1 making video and a Rolag video. So the plan is that I will be doing the Rolags first, or the bats, and then the next following videos after that will be me making them up. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and bye for now.